Hey, how's it going, guys? Let's check out some more Reddit. Am I the asshole? Let's go! Am I the asshole for not telling a coworker about my relationship? So I, 25 female, am a teacher who has been in a relationship with another woman for about 2 years. I'm not in the closet per se, but I don't scream about being gay from the rooftops, and I don't tell everyone I work with either, mostly because I live and work in Texas and it's not always safe or welcoming. Anyways, I've been in my current position for 2 years. Another teacher on my team, Molly, is sweet but very religious. I would consider her a work friend, but we're not super close. I've never told her I'm a lesbian or dating a woman, mostly because of her religious views and the fact that I genuinely think she would treat me differently after learning. Since it's now summer break, everyone spent the last 2 weeks yapping about what they're doing this summer. I am going to Edinburgh with my partner and told some 3 coworkers that I'm going with my girlfriend. Molly asked and I told her I was going to Edinburgh. She asked if I was going with anyone and I said my friend, kind of a lie, which is where I might be the asshole. I guess another coworker who knows about my relationship let it slip that I was going to Edinburgh with my girlfriend, not to gossip, just in a how fun is that way to Molly. Today I got a long text from Molly about how hurt she was that I did not share this with her and lied about going with a friend. She said she was confused why I didn't feel safe sharing. Most of my friends are queer and we all think that no queer person is ever obligated to share their queerness when they feel unsafe. But now I'm wondering if I was making assumptions about Molly and overreacting. She seemed genuinely hurt. TLDR, I am a lesbian and half lied to a coworker about having a girlfriend when I did not want to come out to her. Coworkers' feelings are hurt now, am I the asshole? Alright, well, I see how... I do see how you would be kind of on guard with this stuff, especially living in Texas. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone who lives in Texas and is around a lot of religious people. Some of them are accepting, but also a lot of them are not accepting. So I do see how you would kind of be on guard like that. And I do, in a way, kind of see how you would, not an asshole, I wouldn't call you an asshole for doing this, but being on guard around Molly because she's a religious person. You just assume that she would be bigoted as well. And who knows, she might have been kind of cool with it. And it does kind of sound like she was in a way kind of cool about it. She was just kind of upset that you didn't feel comfortable disclosing it to her. But that's the other thing too, you're not obligated to disclose your relationships with anyone, especially your coworkers and stuff. And that goes for both straight and gay relationships. In the workplace, if you don't want to talk about your relationships, then that's your right not to. So me, I would say for sure I would say not the asshole for this one, but at the same time I also don't think Molly was an asshole in this. I think she was just hurt that you didn't trust her enough to disclose it to her, but at the same time, like I said, if you don't want to talk about it, then you don't have to talk about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say no assholes here for this one. Not the asshole, you are right, no queer person is ever obligated to share their queerness, full stop. I also think Molly should self-reflect and think, why does someone feel unsafe around me? Well, I mean, that's because of the religious thing. I'm assuming she's kind of open about her religion at work, and I don't know if it's her whole personality, but you know that she is a religious person and you felt uncomfortable disclosing your personal relationships to her. But like I said, that's fine. If you don't want to tell her your relationship or your, who you're dating or whatever, then you don't have to. So, yeah, I'm gonna say no assholes here for this one. Am I the asshole for spending the night at a hotel after my fiance locked me out? Throwaway account because he uses Reddit. Me, female 26, fiance 28 male, and I have been dating for a couple of years and recently got engaged. We had a very wonderful relationship so far with little to no conflict. We communicate very well and I'm excited to marry him, just as a disclaimer. Alright, well, if you needed that disclaimer, how bad did this get? Let's see. We recently moved into a new apartment a few months ago, which has been fine, but recently there's been an issue with the locks. We both work full-time jobs, but he gets home about 45 minutes to an hour before me. Lately, he will turn the top lock instead of the bottom lock when he gets home. Consequently, locking me out of the apartment, the top lock can only be locked from the inside, and there is no way to unlock it from the outside. That is a shitty lock. What the hell is that? Y'all have been in this apartment for a few months. Why have you not changed the locks? Stupid! The first couple of times this happened, I let it slide because it genuinely seemed like an accident, and he was very, very apologetic. I know him very well and there is not a malicious bone in his body, so there's no possibility it's something he's doing on purpose. He's always very excited to see me when I get home, very clingy overall, and rushes to open the door once he hears me knock. So again, I don't think it was something being done on purpose. However, it started becoming more frequent despite expressing how frustrating it has become. My commute home is long and traffic the entire time, so I'm almost always in a bad mood by the time I park at our apartment. So coming home just to be locked out when all I want to do is just be home makes me a little pissy. He apologizes profusely every time and says he'll pay more attention, and for a couple of days he'll start using the correct lock, but then he'll go right back into using the other one. Eventually I kind of snapped at him and told him the next time I get home and I'm locked out, I'm just going to find somewhere else to stay for the night. He really didn't like the fact that I was threatening him with this, but again assured me that he'd be better about it and pay more attention to which lock he uses. He never locks both, by the way, just one of them. This was a couple of days ago. We were both a little icy after that interaction, but quickly got over it and everything was back to normal. Sure enough, yesterday evening I got to the apartment and the door was locked. I didn't even knock. I just immediately pivoted and went right back to the car. After a quick stop at Walmart for the essentials, I booked a hotel for the night and stayed there. It didn't take long for him to figure out what was happening, and he called me within 10 minutes of me getting back into my car after I had got home. He was apologizing and begging me to come back, but I reminded him that I warned him what would happen if he locked me out again and that I wasn't coming back until tomorrow. He fought me hard on this, but I stayed firm and quickly ended the phone call. That evening, he was texting me a lot, again full of apologies, and I didn't answer them. Now it's the next day, I'm typing this at work, and I'm a little anxious about going back home after last night. He hasn't texted or called since. Am I the asshole for not bluffing? Again, why? You guys have been living in this apartment for a few months. Why have y'all not fixed the locks? I feel like this is on both of y'all. I mean, unless this is like a landlord situation where the guy won't let you change the locks for whatever reason. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But if not, y'all are both fucking stupid for not changing the locks and just fixing this straight out. Okay, so edit to answer some questions / debunk some theories. I can confidently say he is not cheating or worried about me catching him watching porn or something, plus I already know he watches porn sometimes, so randomly deciding to hide it now wouldn't make any sense. To everyone telling me to change the locks, there we go. This is an apartment that we rent, we can't just up and change the locks. What the fuck? Can you not tell your landlord the issue and say like, hey, fix the fucking locks or at least give me like half rent or something? That is so stupid. I would still say change the fucking locks. Like, oh, okay, maybe you just won't get your deposit back, but okay, at least you'll know you'll be able to get into your house at the end of the night. Okay, his old place that we lived in before moving here had a similar situation with the locks. They were in the same location and the top one could only be locked from the inside. There was one instance where he locked me out then, but never again after that, besides now obviously. Think what you want, but I don't think this is something worth throwing away an entire relationship for. He is amazing in every other regard, and I'd feel beyond silly for breaking up with him for this. People in relationships are allowed to be frustrated with each other and not immediately call it quits, damn. Well, I mean, that's like the Reddit mentality, like, you know, any struggle relationship you have, the first comments are always just like, dump him, dump her, just end the relationship, start over. Like, that's all you're gonna fight on Reddit.
Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct.
We decided to cover it with a sticky note, so using the lock would have to be more intentional. He was fully on board with this idea and there was no pushback. His explanation for it is that he doesn't really look when he locks the door. He walks in blindly, reaches for the door, and grabs the first lock he feels. They both sound the same, so he has no indication of which lock is locked. This explanation made me side-eye him a bit, admittedly, but if you're worried about not getting your deposit back, then, you know, who cares? Just, you have the opportunity to fix this right now with a very simple solution. Just change the locks. Okay, so while I was editing the video, I completely missed the point. I got so fixated on the part of changing the locks, but I understand that not every apartment is the same. I know a lot of apartments you need specific written permission from the landlord to actually change the locks, and I understand everyone's situation is different and it's not all just as easy as changing the locks, but I got so focused on that I completely forgot to talk about the fact that the boyfriend just didn't listen to you multiple times about using the correct lock. It is borderline weaponized incompetence, and I completely forgot to mention that, so there's just a little disclaimer right now. I don't want people to come at me in the comments and saying you completely missed the point of the story. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Am I the asshole for hardly ever wanting to cuddle with my boyfriend? My boyfriend 28 male and I 21 female have been together for about 1.5 years. I've always had issues with his hygiene. Oh, this dude stinks.
P.U. Ugh.
He has a skin condition on his head, so he can't shampoo it, and uses that as an excuse not to shower at all for a month at a time. What the hell? He also will wear the same pants for a week and the same underwear for no, dude, the same underwear for a month?
You nasty.
This has got to be fake, dude. No fucking way. You know, as I said that, I was like, no, this can't be real. But no, fuck, dude. I've been to conventions where people are just, you know, think of like the worst smelling person you can think of, and they'll be at your local convention. They'll be at your local convention is all I'll say. I won't go into detail about the rest of his hygiene, but it is so bad that it's ridiculous to even tell people. Recently, I tried to break up with him and cited his hygiene as one of the more minor reasons. I felt that we could work things out, so we remained together. Fast forward a month, and his hygiene has remained the same, maybe even gotten worse. I've tried to break up with him again and cited hygiene as a more important reason this time, and he said that he didn't know it was that important to me, and that he thought I was joking. He told me he'd work on it, so I'm giving him another chance. I know it sounds stupid. It's been about a week since our second almost breakup, and I have been leaning away from him when he tries to kiss me, sometimes, and I don't want to cuddle 50% of the time because he smells like sweat or dirt. About an hour ago, he asked if I wanted to cuddle, and I said no because he smells like sweat. He got really upset, and I felt really bad because I know he just wants affection, but I don't think I'm crazy for wanting a boyfriend who keeps himself clean. If you have any questions, I'll answer. If knowing how bad his hygiene has gotten will really help you form an answer, just ask, am I the asshole? No, I mean, I think hygiene is a big thing to, you know, have. Like, that's a crazy statement right there. The same pants for a week and also the same underwear for a month. You know, as I was reading the story, I was like, you know what would have been a good fix for this is if you introduce him to the idea of like shower sex, right? Just like bring it up so subtly, just be like, hey, you know what I really want to try? Let's go in the shower, you know, and that's like a cheat code right there. Gross, no. You're 21 years old, there's plenty of fish in the sea, cleaner fish as well, got him. In all seriousness, like, he has to get his hygiene under control, because like, it's one thing to be like gross and, you know, like go a few days without showering, but like months at a time with no showering, I feel like you're just gonna get sick at that point, and he's gonna for sure give you some UTIs. Am I the asshole for getting irritated at an elderly lady who wouldn't take no for an answer?
I said no.
My wife, daughter, and I were eating breakfast at McDonald's this morning, and an elderly lady walks up with a brown envelope and says she is collecting money for St. Jude's. Would I like to donate? I politely decline and explain all I have on me is a card, and I donate a significant sum to them at Christmas in memory of my grandmother who used to do the same. The lady walks off to other tables, then comes back to us and asks if we have any change whatsoever. I say no, and then she says I could go get cash back. I then go, ma'am, my family and I are eating, as you can see. Can you please go on about your day? Lady walks off, then comes back one last time and starts asking again. I end up going, lady, leave us the fuck alone. And the lady at the table over from us goes, you don't have to be an asshole. Am I the asshole here? What the hell? Did that other lady not see this person come up to you 3 separate times asking for money? Why isn't she also complaining about the St. Jude's lady and saying like, hey, leave the family alone. They said they don't have any change. That is so stupid. And you know, like some part of me, like I'm not saying this is what's happening, but I feel like some part of me just feels like this person is a scammer and is just saying like, hey, I'm with St. Jude's and I'm just collecting money when really she's just pocketing it. Now, I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if she's just trying to scam some people. Not the asshole lady was probably a scammer. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And also, you were like being the politest person ever, and you even explained like, hey, I personally donate to St. Jude's every Christmas in memory of your grandmother. Like, did the lady sitting next to you at that table also hear that explanation? Because what the hell is her problem?
Mind your own business.
I don't know, but this one's clear cut and dry, dude. You're not the asshole at all. Well, it's gonna go ahead and do it for this episode of Reddit, Am I the Asshole? If you guys enjoyed these stories, leave a like, leave a comment, and also if you agree or disagree with any of my takes, go ahead and let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.